volunteer day, and originally I come from the Netherlands, and I came out to Australia because I hadn't been here before. So we originally lived in Melbourne, but we went on holidays near Beechworth, and it was so cold overnight that we decided the next day to travel to warmer areas, and we came down the back road and it was 15 degrees warmer in Eldorado, and we decided this is the place. This is where we're gonna live. It's got a lovely climate. As an artist, I am more or less self-taught, but it's like anything else. With a lot of practice, you can get better at a lot of things. I've done a variety of different things. I've worked as a commercial artist, and I work in all mediums, and any subject is a challenge to me. Over the years, it is more challenging to find more exciting subjects, but the journey never ends. You always continue. It's a good thing as an artist that you look around you for subjects and you end up with a greater appreciation for the world around you. I've lived in Eldorado for more than 30 years. As a painter, it's just an absolutely wonderful surroundings with a lot of subjects, and maybe that's the reason why there's so many artists here in the area. One of them is Maureen Hearn. She used to be a potter and then ventured out in painting and hasn't stopped since. She and her husband, who is now deceased, set up a little gallery, and they are offering the public some of their works to view and to buy.
I have been living here in Eldorado now for well over 30 years. Originally, my husband and I came from Melbourne. We found this lovely little spot, Eldorado, and it's been absolute bliss. Well, the reason for artists coming to Eldorado could possibly be the magic of Eldorado, because it has a real magic about it. The inspiration around Eldorado for me is basically the creek, the Eldorado, the Reedy Creek, or Reeds Creek, and it has a wonderful surrounding. Every turn you go up that creek is just a brilliant scene, and that's what I've been doing for a while. There's a lot of paintings of the creek. I do enjoy painting sunrises and sunsets. For me, they have a special glow. Also, although I'm standing in front of landscapes, I do particularly love painting of animals, chooks in particular, because they're something special for me. I'm drawn to them by the fact that these chooks have a personality. The mothers and the mothering of them and everything is very special, and they just talk to me. I usually try to achieve a feeling of depth in my paintings, and I enjoy this sort of the surrealism of cloud formations. Sometimes you get a good result, other times you think, oh dear, what's happened? But you persevere, and the next painting's going to be the masterpiece. As well as a painter, I was also a potter, and for many years I was doing a lot of teaching of pottery, and we had a little place called the Kiln and Easel in Beechworth. However, now I'm no longer doing any pottery because of my hands. The arthritis has caught up with me. This was my life's work, basically. I didn't quite know whether I was a potter or a painter. But now I realise now that I have the painting to do, and now that's what I've got left. That's my work.
Another artist in the area is Denise Allison. She came out from England and decided she wanted to be a painter, and she is rather prolific, and she enters a lot of exhibition and has won several prizes over the Northeast. Local historian and who has turned artist is Sandra Bakken. She used to be a student of Maureen Hearn and learned to do some pottery, and she has taken up the paintbrush, and now she's turning out some wonderful work.
We come once or twice a week, and I'm not working, and we sort of get inspired and paint anything that comes to mind.
I really enjoy coming over to Denise's because if you paint by yourself, you tend to get a bit lazy unless you're really well disciplined, like most really well-known artists are, but I'm not that way inclined.
We have the music blaring and we can usually get quite inspired by it, and paintings come out.
We bounce off each other, and I think we help each other a lot. Our painting's definitely improved since we've been working together.
I enjoy doing anything. I get bored doing the same thing all the time, so I have different subjects. I'm enjoying doing these at the moment, these 2 brown falcons that come down into our garden in the morning, and I took loads of photographs of them, and I thought of making a painting of them. So it was quite exciting when they came down. I sit on the veranda and I see the birds going over, and it's just beautiful. And when I go on holiday and I come back, I see it as I'm coming back, and I feel at home here.
I think that Eldorado is special because we have such a variety of country. It's such a lovely, quiet little place to live. Artists, I think, can just about find any subject they want to do. To me, it's just an ideal place for me to live. It's really lovely. Well, I think it's something that starts with you in childhood, actually. I've always drawn and painted, and I think Tia and Denise are the same.
I like working with a pen because it comes easy to me. It's like just doodling. I don't have to think a great deal as long as my proportions are in order. The pencil work I like because you can put a bit more grading and give it a bit more substance. I find people fascinating. It's just a great subject to get the different characters coming out from the artwork. The pen work has been quite handy in a lot of different other things. Especially when I did commercial work, I used to do the houses for the real estate and just stand in the street with my clipboard and draw houses. There is such a great variety in the area to paint. It comes in some works, it comes out because we got the creek going through the valley, so there is nice scenes there, there's rock formations there. If you go on top of the hill, you have the views and the mountains nearby, which a lot of artists actually find a lot of inspiration in.
I usually prefer doing landscapes, especially atmospheric ones where there's a mistiness or something like that. So at the moment I'm working on something which is quite different. It's just to have a change and a bit of a challenge.
We also have a sculptor in the area, and his name is Sam Anderson. He works predominantly in metal sculptures. He has participated in a couple of sculpture exhibitions from the Wangaratta Council, and he has submitted wonderful work that people have appreciated very much.
I've been living in the area for approximately 24 years now, and been sculpting for approximately 6-7 years. I was initially selling my jewellery when I was still at Wang TAFE, but soon realised there wasn't the money in jewellery design, and was lucky enough to have having a family farm that had accumulated so much scrap metal. I just started making some art. My first goanna, which only took me a week to make, I had it in the gallery for only a week and it sold. And I thought, well, this is great. This looks like a good career path. And so I decided to make a large marlin, and lo and behold, that sold in about 2 weeks. So the economic climate was good back then for an up-and-coming artist, and so things have slowly progressed from then. It's rewarding when you finish making something and you then can build upon that and use that technique to and that's what you've learnt in making that in your next project. You know, like these globes that I've been making, you know, they're all different. You know, initially I tried to cram the circles in as tight as I could, but then after a while it didn't feel as random as I would have liked to make it, so then I changed the way that I slowly put things in. Working on the Gorilla just changed my perspective on where I'm going as an artist. Just the fun of making a piece as big as that, you know, and the you know how it flows and goes together. You initially start putting a strap on, you think, well, how am I going to do this? And you've got to keep covering the ends because there's just hundreds of lengths of material on this, over 1/2 kilometre of metal on it, and eventually you get to a point where you're not even thinking about it. It just naturally flows, and then suddenly you'll be putting a strap on and it's covered 3 or 4 ends, and you just go, whoa, I didn't even plan that. It's nice when a piece flows, I suppose. It's very rewarding to finish something like that.
I think people are coming here because the community spirit is so good.
There is such a great variety in the area to paint.
As an artist, you see lots more. You see different things that other people may not see.
There's other places that are beautiful that I've passed through, but I don't know, it's got a feeling about it. I feel like I've finally found where I want to be.
The lifestyle that you have in the region, you know, is mainly the reason you stay here. You know, it's not for the 7-Eleven down on the corner. It's for the wide open spaces and a good community.